Hi everyone, welcome to MGS Coaching Football and thank you for watching my channel because I do really appreciate it. I know it's been a while, but it's been a very busy off season already, and so here I am, my first opportunity to put out a new video. Today in this video, I'd like to talk to you about one of the drills that we start every single practice with, and this would be after pre-practice and stretch and so forth, but the first part of defensive practice, we start every day with this. And we simply call it five-bag pursuit. Our mantra, 11:30, right? 11 of the ball, 3 and out, starts with this. And if you want to make a tackle, you want to strip the football, get a takeaway, it all start. You got to be in position, right? You got to get yourself there. And so our mentality is all 11 guys on defense are going to do that. And in order to do it properly, obviously you have to teach it. So there are a lot of keys to this drill. Excuse me, I don't have any tape as we had to clear out a lot of our huddle for memory purposes and all the drill tape that I did have of this, the GA got rid of it. So, here we are, and I'm hoping that this can help you anyway. At least it's a start, okay? So it starts off as it says here at the top. The coach has a stick ball, and when we do this, it's our defensive line coach, okay? The coaching points, the big thing is you get upfield until the coach points. And one way you're going to get in trouble right out of the gate is a kid, let's say it's number 4 here, and these are the bags. B stands for bags, so you get your 5 bags, B1, 2, right, through 5. Those are the bags. They're the long box agile bags, okay? Makes it a little bit harder for the guys to get over them when they're in pursuit. Anyway, when I'm back to number 4, he gets up into the gap and then he stops. Well, we're going to make him finish and then we're going to call that group back and they're going to go again. All right, so the big key is you got to get upfield, so it all starts with you get off, getting after the football, and then you react. Okay? Other coaching points, never trail same color jersey. Play fast means just that, plus track the hip. So the buzz term play fast, those two words, has dual meaning. Okay, so before I cover anything else, never trails same color. Well, how do you teach that? All right, we have the 5 different colors here on purpose. So as you see here, at a certain point, right, you might be trailing not one but maybe 2 of the same color jersey. Our teaching point is you work downfield from the same color jersey, right? Because we know the ball carrier is not going backwards, so you wouldn't avoid to the back side of it because the hip's moving this way, so the same color and the tracking the hip all plays together. If you find yourself trailing same color, you work downfield toward the end zone. So as the hip's moving, and hopefully it's not because it's already been tackled, but you know what I'm trying to say. That's what we mean by track the hip. That's what we mean by don't trail same color, and the coaching point is work downfield towards the end zone. Okay? And so then the last coaching point here I'm going to save to the end. So the big couple of keys here. We use tangible landmarks in everything we teach. Drill-wise makes it so much simpler, right? No gray area. We line up the bags on a 5-yard line. The defensive line coach for us is 5 yards away with the stick ball. Okay, so that stick ball initiates the movement and then he points, right, as I said. So he varies it because there are times when he'll pull the stick ball to initiate movement and then he'll point right away. And so guys that keep running up the field, that's because they don't have their eyes up. You follow what I'm trying to say? So you also don't want your guys getting in the habit of they know at 3 steps he's going to point. Right? Follow what I'm trying to say? So the defensive line coach points at any different time, and sometimes they'll run right up to him, and he hasn't pointed yet. So we have them sprint up, and then they get the hot feet, and they keep them buzzing. Okay, so if you want to make a point because of things that have happened in previous practices, that might be one way to do it. You know what I mean? Okay, and then the other thing is too, don't be rhythmic in that you point this direction, next one you point this direction, then you point it. Don't be rhythmic. Sometimes he'll point the same way every time. Okay, again, you got to be as live in terms of making the kids react as you can possibly get to a game day. Okay, so then now as they're running, as I mentioned, the bigger square bags, we do that so they have to pick their feet up over the bags without looking down. Okay, so we do this in the middle of the field. We have our ball carriers usually about 5 yards on top of the numbers. Again, if we're having difficulty for numerous reasons, we might have the ball carriers down below the numbers. Again, it could be things, practices haven't been going well. They're not doing this in practice itself. It's on drill tape. We're having to keep emphasize. We're not getting 11:30. Then we'll make the drill even a little bit harder. You see what I'm saying? So that's what this is all about. Now, the drill instructions are how do you execute the drill and how are you efficient in the drill. Okay, we try to align by position group, so we have to teach this in a meeting. I mean, you can do it any which way from Sunday, but we have lines, right? 1 through 5, left to right. 1 and 5 are defensive backs, and a dime is our hybrid outside linebacker who's a DB slash outside linebacker type. They, on snap, work outside into the C gap, right? So C, B, A, B, C. Okay, we also teach gap integrity in this drill. Lines 2, 3, and 4 are a mix of the defensive line, the inside linebackers, and the rover is our outside linebacker who's a hybrid inside linebacker, outside linebacker. He lines up on the tight end, so that's why he's with that group. And so we get 5 guys up. When the coach snaps the ball, they get up full speed into the gap first and straight up field for gap integrity, as I already mentioned. Then when the coach points, we want them to stick it in straight line. So literally, that's what we mean by stick the foot in the ground and rip your elbow, turn the shoulders, straight line in pursuit. We don't want guys rounding it and taking it, right? Because as you're going this way, the ball's going that way, you got no shot, right? Shortest distance, right, between 2 points is a straight line. All those different mathematical equations and sayings, etc., applies here. So that's what we mean by stick the foot in the ground and pursue it full speed. Now I'll come back over here. Whoever these ball carriers are varies. You got injured guys, you got extra guys, you got coaches, but you always have somebody moving. We don't use stationary targets. You sprint until you tap the hip of the ball carrier, then jog back to the same line. And we insist on that. So I have to be that guy. If somebody doesn't do it, or if they're too tired, or if they cut in front of the ball carrier, right, which they're going to get cut back on, that's a no-no. Any of those things will get the entire group to come back and go again. Right, so that's the immediate consequence. And so usually this happens in the beginning of spring, beginning of preseason. It doesn't happen often because the guys don't want to have to do this 2 times in a row real quick. But the efficiency is, bang, as soon as this group starts running, the next group's up. And so what happens is these guys are going nonstop, and they get 2 to 3 reps in a 2 to 2.5 minute period. Okay, so that's how efficient this drill can be. So again, to recap the drill, have one of your coaches. It can be a manager. It can be somebody who you trust. It can be an injured player. I mean, I understand high school, you got issues with, staff numbers, etc. Just use a stick ball. If you don't have a stick ball, have them lift their foot. But it has to be a movement key. Make them sprint until you point. Vary when you do that to make it as realistic as possible. Never trail same color jersey means work downfield toward the end zone, okay, because the hip's moving, okay. Make sure that everybody taps off and hip it. I mean, literally, they got to tap. So the ball carrier should feel 5 taps each repetition. Okay, so depending on who the ball carriers are, you might empower that person to say, I only had 4 taps. I only had, I only had 3 taps because we might miss it. You might not be able to see it. A guy might sprint by, do everything right, but he doesn't do the tap. That's going to get the whole group back. So we always talk about as coaches details, doing everything right. Well, this is one of the key details. you finish with the tap. So if you don't finish with the tap, you're going to get the whole group back and you're going to have to do it again. Okay, so as I said at the beginning, thank you for watching my channel because I do really appreciate it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at coachmjsullivan@gmail.com.